everyone, my name is Lauren and I am an associate librarian at Ada Community Library, Hidden Springs branch. This is my first self-care Sunday, so bear with me, I'm a little nervous. Today I wanted to talk to you about mental health and anxiety and stress and some of the things you can do to help minimize your anxiety and stress. If you're like me, you get stressed out often, and I often deal with a lot of anxiety, so I put together a list of some mental health tips for you, and also at the end we will do some breathing techniques that I've found are really good to help calm you. And I will also have a few book recommendations for helping with anxiety and self-care. I actually went to therapy for the first time last year, and I actually learned some really good tips from my therapist about how to deal with stress and anxiety. I actually started going there because I have insomnia, and I've been dealing with that for a long time, and so later on this year I will have another self-care Sunday with sleep tips. But today we're just going to talk about mental health tips. So the first one, probably the best tip I learned from my therapist was she asked me, how overwhelming are tasks for you on a scale of 1 to 10? 1 being not at all overwhelming to 10 being completely overwhelming. And she said what the best thing to do is try to break down the task so that no segment of the task is higher than a 4 on that scale. So for example, I can get really overwhelmed when it comes to cleaning everything. I can be really messy, and when it comes time to cleaning, it can be really overwhelming. I'm the kind of person who is messy all the time, but when I do clean, I have to clean everything. I mean, scrub every surface. So it can be pretty overwhelming, even something like just cleaning my entire bathroom. So what I do is break it down into steps. Like maybe today I don't try and clean my whole bathroom. Maybe today I just get the sink and the counters clean. Or maybe today I just get the shower all clean. But that way, when I break it down, it's not so overwhelming. And so if you are able to do that with something like cleaning the kitchen, like maybe today I'll just clean the oven, or maybe today I'll just clean the refrigerator or something like that. So it's not so overwhelming trying to think about cleaning the whole kitchen or cleaning the whole house. Maybe today I just focus on getting all the floors vacuumed, something like that. So breaking it down so that no task or no element of the task is higher than a 4 on the overwhelming scale. So that was a very, very good tip that I learned from my therapist. The second tip I have is stopping the mindset that you shouldn't feel how you feel. You're allowed to feel however you feel about something. For example, I'm in graduate school right now, and I've always cared a lot about my grades and my GPA, and those things are really important to me, and that's okay. Maybe they're not life and death, but they're important to me, and that's just fine. So don't let others or even yourself tell you that you shouldn't care about something as much as you care about something. Like, it's no big deal, or you shouldn't care so much. Well, you do care, and that's okay. So your feelings are valid because you feel them is a very important thing I learned in therapy. So you know what? Grades are important to me. That's okay. I shouldn't tell myself, oh, don't worry about it, it's not that big of a deal, because to me it is a big deal, and that's okay. It's just a thing I happen to care about. So you're allowed to feel however you feel. That's the second mental health tip I have for you. The third tip I have for you is to allow yourself to feel good about what you did accomplish instead of beating yourself up about things that you didn't accomplish. And that was the really big one for me. For example, I'll tell myself, hey, today I cleaned a whole sink full of dishes instead of I didn't get the kitchen clean today. Or, you know what, I got all the laundry washed and dried instead of I did not fold all the laundry. So let yourself feel good about what you did accomplish, and instead of beating yourself up about the stuff you didn't accomplish. So for me, on Saturdays, I try to get laundry and dishes and all that kind of stuff done. But maybe I don't have time to get everything done. And so at the end of the day, I could beat myself up about all the stuff I didn't get done. But instead, I say, you know what? Today was a pretty good day. I got dishes washed. I got my laundry cleaned. I made my bed. organize my bookshelf. Whatever I happen to do, I just try to put a positive spin on it and say that, you know what, I accomplished this. Today was a good day. I try not to focus on all the things that I maybe didn't get around to, or I was interrupted while I was doing them. It's fine. I accomplished this. I can feel good about it. Even if it's something as simple as, I made my bed today, which I just did. I made my bed today. So today, at the end of the day, I can say, well, you know what? I made my bed today. And I think that's pretty good. So the fourth tip I have for you is to be selfish. Remind yourself that it's okay to prioritize yourself and your own needs sometimes. You cannot always give to everyone else, and you can't always say yes to everything. And remember, it's okay to say no sometimes. The word no is a complete sentence. It's a very good tip I learned. So you may have friends or family and they're always wanting you to do something or participate in something, or even with work, but you can't say yes to everything. You just can't. Sometimes you have to say no, and you have to say no, you know what, I could stretch it and I could push myself to do this, but you know what? I've already done a lot. I'm already a little overwhelmed. You know what? I'm going to say no, and that's okay. So the fifth mental health tip I have for you is to write a list of 10 things you love about yourself. Remember that self-love is self-care, and give yourself a compliment or a 10. You know, stuff like, I'm a really good listener, or, you know what, I'm really organized, or I'm really good at writing papers. That's just a personal one. I'm really good at writing papers. Just write a list of 10 things, doesn't matter how silly they seem, that you like about yourself. So the sixth mental health tip that I have for you today is recalling a de-stress technique that worked in the past. Try to remember that mindset is really everything. So if you dwell on stress or dreading how long you might have to put up with it, you can actually make your stress worse. So remind yourself that you've handled tough situations before. This one I use all the time. When it comes to schoolwork, when it comes to work, when it comes to just anything that can be stressful. Sometimes I'll just remind myself, well, you've done this. You managed to get through this. You managed to take on this thing and it turned out fine. I conquered this, I conquered that, I aced that presentation, or I managed to move all the way across country, or all these big important things that seem super stressful at the time that you managed to do. So if you remind yourself of that, sometimes it can make the current things you're stressed or have anxiety about a lot more manageable. And I'll do that sometimes. Like if I've got, at the beginning of a semester, it always kind of seems overwhelming, everything that has to get done. And I'll remind myself, well, you've had a lot of semesters of school before this. You've written a million papers. You've done a million projects like this. And guess what? You managed to do those. You'll manage to do this. You will. You can conquer this. You can totally handle this. Number 7 is discover your stress indicators. So mood swings, a shortened temper, feeling drained, overwhelmed, or angry. Use these warning signs to let you know that you need me time and you need to take a step back, maybe go outside and take a few deep breaths, whatever you need to do. But really try to be self-aware of what your stress indicators are. That way you don't like just explode or just fall apart. And that is a really helpful one. So number 8 is use positive daily affirmations. I know it can feel a little silly to tell yourself, you know, how great you are, but they can be really helpful. There are 2 really great examples of affirmations that I'll post the links at the end of the video. One is this mom and her daughter, and every day when the mom does her daughter's hair, she has the daughter repeat these daily affirmations like, I am a good friend. I love my hair. I love my full lips. I am loved. I am cherished. I am beautiful. I am healthy. My mommy loves me. My daddy loves me. Stuff like that. And then this other one of a really little boy who every day on his way to school says, I am smart. I am blessed. I can do anything. It's adorable, but it really makes you think. If we are teaching kids to do it, which I think is very important, we should be doing it. So use these in the morning when you're getting ready in front of the mirror, or on your car on the way to work, or even in the shower. I personally liked, I am smart, I am blessed, I can do anything. But find one that works for you. But use a positive daily affirmation that can really improve your mood and help you get through the day. So number 9 is do things that bring you joy, even if those things don't make sense to anyone else or they seem super silly. For example, I really love making lists of things, like lists of my favorite shows, lists of my favorite movies, lists of my favorite Disney films, whatever. It's just really calming and relaxing to me to make a list. I don't know why, but it does. Or there are other things like coloring. I really love coloring and adult coloring books. Maybe they don't seem like the most adult thing to do, but coloring is fun and it brings me joy. So sometimes I'll just sit and I'll just color, and that's all right. It doesn't matter if anyone else understands why it brings you joy. If it brings you joy, do a little bit of that every day. Okay, so number 10 is a big one. Take mental breaks, especially if you're working from home, like a lot of us are doing right now, because you can only stare at a screen for so long. Take a break, get a snack, listen to a song, or maybe even take a break where you do absolutely nothing. Stillness is a virtue, but take breaks is a big one for me. Sometimes I will realize I've been staring at my computer, working on doing work, and it's been 3 hours since I went to the bathroom or took a drink of water. Staying hydrated is important, or had a snack or anything, or even got up and moved around from my chair because I am like getting super stiff. So take mental breaks. It's very important, whether you're working from home, whether you're working from home, or whatever you're doing, you might just, or whether you're working at actual work, take a break, take a 5-minute break, take a 2-minute break. It's really important for your mental health. So number 11 ties in a lot to number 10. It's taking a walk break. Getting 15 minutes of sun, especially if you're in a cool climate, can really improve your mood. And even a little exercise, like just a walk around the block, can help you feel better. So sometimes if I've had like a really stressful day, sometimes late, in the evening when it's cool outside, I'll go for a quick walk, listen to some music, or even just walk in silence and listen to the wind. It can really help distress you. So number 12 is create a gratitude list. Write down all the things you're thankful for, and it will help you to appreciate them even more. Some examples for me might be like my family, my friends, my job, the city that I live in, my car, really anything. But write a list of all the things you're thankful for. So number 13 is follow Instagrammers or bloggers or people on social media who are talking about mental health. Like there's this one woman, Tanya Ingram. She posts some really great stuff about mental health on her Instagram. I'll post the link for her at the end of this video. She also wrote a book called How to Survive Today that I'm really interested in reading. So search for some people on social media that are talking about mental health and who are posting mental health tips, because that can really brighten your day too and give you some different ideas that you might not have thought about before. Okay, so number 14 is a big one. Find things to look forward to. Things we look forward to make us happy for a reason, and that will always be important. I like to say find one stupid reason to make it through the day, no matter what that reason is. Sometimes I'll have a really crappy day and then I'll remember like a new episode of my favorite show is coming on, like a new episode of General Hospital. I love soap operas. Or I'll realize, oh my gosh, a new season of Stranger Things is coming to Netflix today or tomorrow. And that'll just brighten up my whole day. Or sometimes I will buy a treat for myself, like ice cream or fruit. I really love apples or cherries. And just thinking about the fact that I get to have that treat for dessert or have that treat in the afternoon will brighten up my whole day. Lately I've been making myself chai lattes, and just looking forward to having a chai latte in the afternoon will help improve my whole mood. So find things to look forward to. It doesn't matter how simple, how ridiculous it seems. If that helps brighten your mood, brighten your day, just find something. That's what I always like to tell myself. Find something. What do I have today? What is going on today? Oh, that new episode of this is coming on. Or I just bought a whole bag of almond M&Ms, and just that will help brighten my day. So number 15 is all about getting silly. Skip, hop, jump, and get silly. Basically, if doing something makes you feel like a kid, it can be a mood booster. Even if it's just a minute of like childlike play, it can cause a good chemical surge, especially if you're feeling stressed. So one of the things I like to do that's completely silly and ridiculous is I like to buy gummy bears, and I like to hold the gummy bears up and I make them kiss. And when I make them kiss, I make this big kiss sound, like it cracks me up. I don't know why, it's so funny. And then I eat the gummy bears, and then I do it again with another 2 gummy bears. It's silly, it's ridiculous, it's totally something I would do as a kid, but for some reason it makes me laugh, and it can really just brighten up a really dreary day. So find something silly. One of my favorite British shows is called Miranda, and in that show, she'll just gallop for no reason. She'll just be like, I need to gallop, and she'll just gallop. When she's, instead of walking somewhere, she'll gallop somewhere. It's silly, it's ridiculous, it makes you feel like a kid, and it can really improve your day. So find something silly like that to help you get through the day. Okay, so number 16 is a pretty simple one. Try relaxing with music. Turn off your other devices and just play some mood boosting tunes. Music therapy employs music to help people cope with physical or emotional needs, and so music can be really amazing for that. If I'm having a really bad day, sometimes I'll be listening to music on my YouTube playlist, and a ridiculously funny song or one of my favorite songs will come on, and suddenly it'll just get me dancing, get me moving, and just brighten up my whole day. So find some music that really lifts your mood or helps you relax, and just take some time to just listen to some music. It doesn't have to be a long time, maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes here, but it's another really good way to, another thing to do when you're taking a mental break. So chill out with, use music to help yourself relax or boost your mood. So number 17 is another really good one. It's pretty simple, just laughing. Find some things that make you laugh. I like watching silly videos on YouTube or episodes of my favorite sitcoms, even ones I've seen a million times, like Friends or How I Met Your Mother or Community. Even if I've seen it 100 times, they can still make me laugh out loud and just really improve my day. So sometimes when I've been having a really stressful day, I've just finished some big project, I'm still kind of stressed out about it, I'll throw in an episode of Friends or I'll throw in an episode of Community, and I'll just laugh, and it'll just help me relax so much from the stress of everything I've just been doing. So make sure you have a good laugh at least once a day. So number 18 is very similar. It's have a good cry. Sometimes we all need a good cry. And if I feel like I need one, I try watching movies that make me cry, like Pixar movies, or I try to watch YouTube videos that make me cry, like I really love the Foundation Make-A-Wish, so I'll go watch kids getting their wish granted. Oh, makes me cry every time. But sometimes a good cry can really just relax you and just be a really good catharsis. So if you need a good cry, allow yourself to cry. Okay, number 19 is my last mental health tip, and it is perhaps the most important one. Remember that it is okay to ask for help. It can be really easy to think, I need to handle everything on my own, I got to take care of everybody else, but you know what? It is okay to ask for help. It is okay to say, you know what? I just can't do this. For me, I have a lot of back problems, so sometimes I can't do everything at work. Sometimes I'll have to ask my coworker, hey, can you move this table for me? Hey, can you go outside and get the book dropped for me? I just can't today. And instead of feeling like a failure to ask for help, I remind myself that everybody needs help sometimes, and that's okay. So if you need help, ask for help. Coworkers, your family, your friends, even your kids can help out. My sister has 5 kids, and sometimes she'll just be like, can you just go get mommy's tablet and bring mommy her cup of tea, and I just need you to do that for me, and they will. So it is okay to ask for help. Okay, and so lastly, we're going to do a couple of breathing techniques that can also really help with stress and anxiety. The first one is called alternate nostril breathing, and takes about 16 seconds. So deep breathing can be really useful for slowing down, but sometimes it doesn't stop the anxious thoughts bouncing around inside your head. And so this is an alternative strategy to that, and that some people find really useful. So I'm going to show you how to do it really quickly. You can do it wherever you are, standing or seated, but sitting is probably the easiest with your eyes closed. But I'm going to keep my eyes open. So you just take your right hand and you curl the ring and pinky fingers into the base of your palm and let the middle and index fingers together, and then you point the thumb out right. So 4 seconds is going to be the first amount of time. So you're going to take 4 seconds. You're going to gently press these 2 fingers to close off your left nostril, and then you're going to inhale for a count of 4 through your right nostril. So you're going to go. Okay, we can try it again. And then you'll close your right nostril by pressing down with the thumb and release and breathe out through the left nostril for a count of 4. So, and then you're going to keep pressing on this nostril and then inhale it through a count of 4, and then reverse, press the 2 fingers against your left nostril and release it for 4. So it's 4, 4, 4, and 4, essentially. So we can, now that you know how to do it, I'll run through. So we start here, and we're going to inhale for 4. So it only takes 16 seconds, and it can really help just relax you. I know we're not supposed to be touching our faces so much right now, so I'd only recommend doing this if you're at home, trying to relax, maybe in bed or whatever, and you really need to calm your mind down. So the second breathing technique is called equal breathing, and you can do it sitting or lying down, but basically you just shut your eyes and you pay attention to the way you normally breathe for several seconds. And then you're going to count slowly as you inhale through your nose to 4. You're going to exhale for 4, and then you're going to think about, just kind of be mindful of the emptiness of your lungs and the fullness of your lungs. So, and just try it for a minute or so and see how it helps you. So we're going to run through one of those. So we're going to shut your eyes. We're going to breathe in through 4 and then out for 4. We're going to do it a couple times. Okay. And that can really help you de-stress. It really helps me. I use that one a lot whenever I'm stressed about something. Usually when my computer's taking a really long time to load, I'll just take a minute and be like, breathe in for 4, breathe out for 4, breathe in for 4, breathe out for 4. And it can be just really help me relax and de-stress. So those are the two breathing techniques that I think are really helpful. One is, they're both pretty simple, and if one doesn't work for you, you can always try the other one. Okay, so we're pretty much at the end of the video, and I wanted to give you a few books that I've gotten from the library that are good for anxiety or stress. So the first one is called $9 Therapy, and it is Semi-Capitalist Solutions for Your Emotional Problems. It's by Megan Reed and Nick Green, and it's really cute. It's one we just got this year. It has simple tips like how to entertain on a budget, simple things like drawing yourself a bath, and they're really just fun things. I will warn you, it does have a little bit of language in it, but it is pretty funny, and it just pretty much focuses on simple things you can do that do not cost a lot for your self-care. So this one's a really good one. And then this one is How Not to Fall Apart, Lessons Learned from the Road from Self-Harm to Self-Care, and it's by Maggie Van Egypt. And this is just kind of a little like memoir that she wrote. It has some really good tips, and just like real life advice of someone who's been through depression, someone who struggled with depression and anxiety, and has found a way to cope with those things. So this is a really good book for you if you're going through stuff like that. And then this one, which I just got, is called Tame Your Anxiety by Loretta Bruning. And this one has just a lot of tips for, like, a lot of scientific techniques, scientific explanations of why our brain does what it does when it's stressed or has anxiety, and kind of the things to do differently, and tips. So it's really good. I think it came out pretty recently, and I just found it really helpful. So all these are available through the library. You can put them on hold, and you can pick them up at any one of our branches. Every one of our branches is doing some form of curbside pickup, and we're also doing home delivery at the moment. So if you are not able to get to the library, that's another option as well. And I just wanted to end this video by saying that your mental health is very important. It's not something you should think about doing, oh, well, I'll get around to my mental health, I'll put it on the back burner. It's not important. It is important. Your mental health is very important. And one thing I did want to stress, and I will also put this in at the very end of this video, is if you are having suicidal thoughts or self-harming thoughts, please reach out to someone. The Idaho Suicide Prevention Hotline, you can text or call, is 208-398-4357, and I will put the number and the website at the end of this video. I just think it's a really important thing to remember. It's also, even if you're not feeling that way, if you know someone who might be, just letting them know that they can talk to you or call this number. It's really important. So anyway, that's the end of this video. I hope you got some good mental health tips to help you get through your days and your weeks. I know it can be a really stressful time. 2020 has been a very, very difficult year, and I feel like right now our mental health is more important than ever. So I hope some of these tips really will help you. A lot of them have really helped me. I hope you enjoy some of the books I recommended, and we'll see you next week for another Self-Care Sunday. Bye-bye.